There's my wisp into the chat.
Good color scheme. I like it.
Take a look at the strength and efficiency.
Jesus fuck. That fucking secondary.
Oh, Rattata.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the it's high critical, high rate of fire. I wanted
imagine.
to.
Hey, Jaffer.
Yeah.
Oh god.
When I first ran that mission, I actually ran it with my Avara, and then I realized they could see me stealthed. So every other mission after that first one was, no, I'm just doing this in Valkyrie and Rage mode.
Hell yeah.
Did you ever look around sometimes? Because he does actually come out of the wall and look at you. Like, I'm not talking about, like, the shadow that actually attacks you. There is actually instances where there is faces in the walls.
Yeah, that's
I think I saw it when I was. I think I saw it when I was with my my Avara, because I was actually exploring it invisible. But the second I realized that the shadows could actually see you when you were invisible, no, I literally could only see red for the rest of the mission. Because I was in Hysteria. I have a near infinite Hysteria build for my Valkyrie. I can stay in Hysteria for like 7 minutes.
I did the mission with Limbo, so I was kind of moonwalking through the entire thing.
Yeah, I admit I should have done Limbo. I hate Limbo, so I never use it. My Limbo has one use: mobile defense.
I absolutely adore Limbo.
Still love or hate thing.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get the that new ability from the helmet for my Wisp, the one that like the next cast has increased power strength.
Stuff just starts to break.
Well, I want to see how high I can get my reservoirs. The healing reservoir already adds over 1,000 health.
Instant 2,000 HP.
Yeah, you combine that with the well, I've literally seen what was it? An Aros that was tank built face off against a level 150 heavy gunner and just stand there taking it to the face and not losing health. And when I get the relic, like when you're opening void relics and you get the bonus on the frame, I love it because I just drop a reservoir and it's like, yep, cool. Because it keeps the power, it keeps the upgrade even if you run out. The reservoir keeps the upgrade. So that adds. Yeah. Well, why do you think my secondary is a kit gun with rapid fire, and then the infinite ammo? It's arcane on it because it's got like 115 rounds in the magazine, and I can empty the whole thing in a second.
Seems a bit overpowered.
Well, normally it's actually like it's decently balanced, and then you drop in the speed reservoir, and it's just bzzz.
Uncontrollable lead wall.
Yeah, the bonus on it is actually the steady hands. Otherwise, it is almost uncontrollable. And then my primary is actually something more sensible. But something I can turn to full auto and just go bzzz if need be.
I think I ran like 200 hours of the game with just the Tom Core alone. Because the Tom Core has always been silly.
That's the grenade launcher, right?
Yep.
Hell yeah, that's a good one.
What am I? I'm at 2,868 hours in Warframe.
And then you mix elements on the Toncore with acid to provide like 3,000% extra explosion damage, and it just one-shots most things.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Not good for bosses, but good for swarms, which is normally what I used to play, because I would always play like defense missions.
Especially infested
Dusty,
defense.
how you doing?
I think he's surviving. Perhaps not vibing,
Oh,
but surviving. I rolled an 8.
by the way, those of you watching the stream, I've been playing around with the audio settings a bit. Please let me know what how it's sounding to you all. You know, music versus my voice versus everybody else's voices. Please, by all means, let us know. It's much easier to fix it live than it is to try and figure it out offline, so I gotta rely on all of you to make sure it's all sounding good. Like the VR chat streams, that I thought the audio was perfectly fine, and then I listened to one of the recordings, and it's like, sure, everybody can hear me, but everybody else around me in VR chat was so ridiculously quiet. And I had no idea because nobody told me. Really, Lightpaw? Well, I guess I can't rely on him.
What would you say?
Apparently, as soon as I started talking about the audio setup, he crashed. Is what my stand? What are you talking about? I don't even know what's going on anymore.
No power. 1 for 1.
All for one and one for all?
No.
One for me and all for me?
Hold on, I need to brush up on my lore.
Anyways, hello everyone.
Oh, okay, it's 4 days in a sea. Okay.
Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I am Razim and this is Sons of Metal Lancer. I'm gonna turn it over now.
Not a German game. Let's settle down here, okay?
No. We will turn it over now to the one down under. Please, Mr. One Down Under, bring your fine view of this particular last session to us and allow us to see into your mind for a bit.
Well, g'day everyone. I'm Jaffa from Down Under. Seeing into my mind, everything here wants to kill me because it's Australia, but I'm okay with that. As for the actual game itself, well, everything here wants to kill us as well because we're in Valhalla. I'm okay with that, so not much has changed between real life and the game. The only thing is, here in the real world, if I want to murder something that wants to murder me, I can, because they're all bugs and insects and spiders. Whereas our DM has said I'm not allowed to just murder everything here in Valhalla, so yeah.
Yeah.
In short, we've met with the former captain, who wasn't the captain who locked me away, so I don't murder her again.
The captain who died.
Yeah, the captain who died.
Mhm.
But, I mean, they're all flesh bags, so they all die eventually. When and how they die is less important as to what I get out of their death. And so at the moment, I think the rest of the flesh bags are going and getting some meat stuff to put in their face to stop them dying quicker. While I was actually repairing some damage that the stupid mechanical things did to me.
So, as the last session, we left off inside the metal vaults, where you all found yourselves among a population of like-minded individuals, other mech pilots, other lancers, who had apparently all died at some point, and this is perhaps an afterlife for them. And the moment we left off last session was you guys finally kind of getting a little bit of time to yourselves to recuperate, as the previous fight had taken quite a bit out of you. However, things kind of devolve into a haze from there. You guys aren't quite sure how long it's been, but not very many of you have any particular care, including you, Solitaire. Your not silicon, but your artificial mind still somehow swayed by whatever intoxicating magics are in this place. Firefly would have probably gone to you first, as you had been. I don't know what have you been doing? This is a place with plenty of very fun things to do, and no matter what you tend to do, you seem to enjoy yourself doing it. Solitaire?
No, sorry.
No problem.
I was reading something. To repeat the question, sorry, I'm out of it today. I'm on a lot of painkillers.
No problem. What would Solitaire be doing?
Well, if I was given the opportunity, I'd be finding flesh bags to murder.
Alright.
Or cooking. That's the only things that Solitaire lives for.
Alright.
Preferably both at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Firefly would manage to weasel her way into the kitchen, where you are surrounded by just innumerable pots, pans, and various ingredients in various stages of cooking. She finds you, and very, very quietly and calmly says into your ear, Are you feeling strange? Like you've been here for much longer than you think you have?
What's the internal chronometer say?
Your internal chronometer says 25 days since the mission started.
Oh, so 25 days has passed.
You have basically zero memory of those 25 days.
No, the internal chronometer says that, therefore that's what it is.
Okay, so I'm not going crazy. Okay, fuck. I'm gonna go find the others. We need to all meet up. We need to do something.
Okay.
Let's meet up in the hangar. Find the rest of the people. I've tried to call Tanuki as well as well, Tanuki, I guess is the only one I tried to call so far, but I'm getting no answer. I hope that's not a bad omen. Alright. And with that, she splits.
So why don't we try to buy some books? And, we all make a diary. Wait, does this place have a sunset?
Not that you can remember. Scrapper, what have you been doing?
Trying to find out about that tower. Seems like a good lead to get out of here.
Get
Even
out of here. You've been kind of chilling out. You've been almost sucked in by whatever intoxicating magics infuse this place. To you, it's maybe felt like only an hour or so.
Yeah, but I'm missing so many explosions outside. Sure, the ones in here are cool, but I mean, I'll come back when I die, inevitably from an explosion.
Mhm.
So what's the deal?
Let's say you stumble out of a daze, almost as if waking up from a long sleep. You look around and you find that you're in one of the numerous mech hangars, currently arms deep inside of a stranger's mech, with quite a few bullet holes and battle damage to it, as you've been spending your time, probably, you're not quite sure, mending their mechs and doing very dangerous experimental overclocks to it. But you can't remember any of them. As you find Firefly kind of climbed up next to you, her hand's is kind of cocked to the side as if she'd slapped you fairly hard, but you don't feel the pain from it.
Bean?
Scrapper, are you?
Bean? What?
Can you hear me?
Hello? Yes.
Bean would not know how much time has passed. He knows just about as much as you do.
Bean, did you get drunk? Not possible. You got drunk? Not possible. Bean, admit you were drunk. Cease this bigotry.
Scrapper, focus.
What? Yes.
Gotta get out of here.
Okay.
Stay quiet, because I don't know what will happen when the other residents find out. Go and get McHammer. I don't know where he's at, but I think you might.
Maybe she's going to try to follow her intuition.
All right.
She might not be smart, but she's got a good sense of things.
Go ahead and give me a skill check. And we lost Safinara.
I have 5. I had a +4.
All right. All right. As you're sort of making your way through the town, as you're spending more and more time looking around and looking closely at things, you notice a few things. One, since you arrived, the mood seems to have changed slightly. There's a distinct note in the air of franticness.
Ooh.
As if there's some sort of maybe a shortage on something, but you're not quite sure what. It's that same sort of feeling at maybe a like a GameStop, and there's only one game left. Just one game at all. That sort of energy. Everyone seems to be hiding it well, but below the surface you can tell people are antsy. As well as that, they seem to be a bit more hollow. Their skin kind of taut against their cheekbones. If you weren't looking this closely, it would not seem as though anything was amiss. But after a little while, trying to act normal, you do eventually find McHammer. McHammer, what are you doing?
Make Hammer has been drinking as much as they let him, trying to pick fights, you know. They won't let him pick a fight, but he's gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess of drinking all the alcohol was spot on.
Yeah, pretty much. Scrappy, you would see him kind of hunched over at the bar, looking a little bit disheartened. Since nobody really seems to want to fight him.
Hammer!
I hear someone will fight me. Let's yeah, come on, put him up.
Throw hands!
He's stumbles up quickly and is very heavily swaying back and forth.
Scrapper points to his face and says, "You're
You broke out horribly for everything you just said.
Mm-hmm.
He points at McHammer and yells, "Your bar tab is astronomical!"
Yeah? So?
Action day!
I'll fight you for it.
Crap.
You guys got to fight?
Well, shit, she doesn't know anything else to do, and she's not listening to Bian, who is yelling something at her. So,
Maybe
yeah, she's gonna
don't
throw hands.
Come back. Don't do it. Probably just like, you know, Willy Wonka. Since I can't remember the actor's name.
Since you are very, very drunk, go ahead and give me a skill check, both of you. McHammer with 2 difficulty.
Happily. I
Got
don't think...
survival? She doesn't really have many combat skills.
And
Did-
just
did
go
I-
with your grit.
Did I follow what I
Right.
was told to follow?
My grit is a 3.
Yeah, you're able to, or Solitaire, you're able to kind of shake out of the that kind of programming loop that you felt you've been under for a long time, and finally kind of do something different.
Well, if the party is fighting, then can I join? And I'll just,
I'll just throw hands.
after a couple of
Hammer.
matches, I'll just draw the knives and go, "Can I come? Can I join in?"
I guess so. Go ahead and give me because Firefly is not around, unfortunately. Also,
Okay,
it's
I
happening on
don't
the
have
internet,
enough.
and it's unable to contact anyone about getting
There we
internet
go.
back. Yeah.
So, a 9 plus... Or I guess minus... 8?
Minus
Plus-
5.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Plus 2.
Plus
So,
2,
terrible.
Yeah. What did you get, Scrapper?
10.
10? All right. You haven't been in many fights, but you can kind of translate the whole concept of just kind of punching and just kind of doing what you've seen on holovids, to somehow manage to get McHammer into a headlock, and a pretty dang good one at that.
I would imagine it's more that Make Hammer just tried to swing and fell down, and it was more of
And
a...
she sat on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Solitaire, the fight doesn't seem to be very high impact. Are you sure you want to join?
No, I'm not actually going to attack the party members, but I'm sitting there, all 6 knives out, just going, "Can I join? Can I fight things?"
Hammer, wake up! Slap!
Here, let me, I gotta roll for something real quick. Okay, I guess
Yeah.
Make Hammer will stay awake.
All right.
Barely.
Around you, the crowd which has been watching your fight, is definitely cheering on any sort of violence, especially among the unmarked like you.
Wake up! Wake up!
I'm gonna
Wake
just,
up!
I'm gonna gently
McHammer's
kick
still
them both.
awake.
All right.
Not enough to hurt, not enough to actually make an attack with damage, but sort of kick them. It's like, I want to fight. Can I fight? Can I fight? Can I slaughter meatbags?
I will flip you! I will flip you. And she gets off McHammer, grabs him, and tries to, like, tip him over with all of her strength.
Just like rolling him over.
Yes.
All right.
And he is a literal mountain. And how big are you?
I think, like, 5'4".
Give me a skill check.
The only thing that I can imagine could possibly apply is survival.
Would not apply.
Then
However,
she's
since he
probably
is
not got
just-
something like this, unless she uses that bomb.
Since you are just rolling him over and not moving him very far, go ahead and give 1 accuracy.
Okay. 18 plus 1, 18.
18, all right. McHammer, you are rolled over onto your back. And for a split second, you could swear that of all the people cheering you on and hollering with various levels of lust for violence, for a moment you think that absolutely none of them have any eyes.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
Blink once, and where in the peripheral vision you spotted basically sockets with nothing but kind of shadowy darkness in them, they seem to be back to normal.
Well, I mean, at least one person, well, at least one of the crowd that's cheering it on doesn't have eye sockets. It's
Yeah, Solitaire doesn't get eyes. I mean, he always kind of never had real eyes.
just have that red dot in the middle of my vision, or in the
Mhm.
middle of my face.
The one like sensor.
Well, it's actually, if you look at the image, it's a single red dot in the middle.
Mhm.
What are you? Wake up, or I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
You're
I'm
not
a tiny
you're
ball
not
of fury.
you're not medically trained, but he appears to be awake.
Okay, McHammer. Not wake up, sober up.
Oh, with the amount of
you-
alcohol he's drunk, he's not sobering up anytime soon.
I will.
Can I? Okay,
I will
as a
step on
culinary
you.
check, can I make a sort of a wake up juice for him that's
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's called
like-
coffee.
a combination of like raw coffee, bit of Tabasco sauce,
Just something that'll really kick him awake.
a wake up kick.
Go ahead, give me a cooking check, or add your cooking to it.
Would be 15.
15. McHammer. Solitaire hands you a drink in an opaque mug that has a little bit of a frothy head on it, and it appears to be another drink.
I was gonna say, unless it appears to be more alcohol, he would not want it.
Yeah.
But where it appears to be alcohol, he'll drink it.
Yeah. You actually managed to stomach the whole thing before kind of smacking your lips. It's kind of a fruity taste. As pain racks through your body. You instantly are sitting up, throwing Scrapper off of you, clutching at your gut for a moment as you feel fire just rack through both your digestive system as well as your face and sinuses. You feel extremely alive.
Oh yeah, that's some good stuff. Oh, oh. Where am I?
Solitaire? Scrapper?
I fool.
I'm gonna let Scrapper deal with this one. Wake up, juice delivered.
Also, you're awake. Good. Follow me. I have things I want to build.
Oh man, I just had the most wonderful dream.
I bet you did. I did too, and I don't want to wake up just yet. Keep it cool, you guys.
Are any of you do any of you have medical training at all? Like through any skill triggers?
No. Unless it's keeping herself alive, that's about the extent of it.
Oh, you had
I
spot,
can
right?
hack or
Spot?
fix.
Yes, I had spot.
Spot will do.
I can
Okay.
hack or
I have
fix.
spot.
Um,
Yeah, that's fixing him mechanical. There's I think it's patches the medical side.
mhm.
I have culinary, and part of that is specifically butchering things. So I know how internal things are supposed to work, and specifically how to stop them working.
Gotcha. I'd say this is specifically spot. You notice Scrapper as McHammer slowly kind of gets up, stretches his back with a tremendous series of little cracks and snaps. On the small of his neck, kind of right near the base of his skull, you see a small little black patch, maybe the size of a quarter.
Huh.
But
That's weird.
it appears to be just kind of skin deep, maybe a coal stain.
Huh. Did you get thumped?
What'd you say?
Did you get, like, thumped on your head?
I don't know.
You realize that you are somehow thoroughly sober, even though that really shouldn't work. And a little bit hungover, just instantly.
I figured he was kind of just a bit more on the hungover side, so yeah.
Anyway, come with me to this private workshop where we can build more bigger explosions. And you too. I need you for, I don't know, your big strength things.
Okay, master.
Good. Then she grabs the both of them, not waiting for McHammer's reply.
All right. As you all are on the streets, you notice it's still about the same time of day, going by the sunset, or by where the sun is, as when you arrived. You also notice that it's a little bit quieter. There's a lot less revelry going on, and it almost appears, or almost kind of feels like maybe a normal city street in a hab station. Kind of melancholy.
Hey. So, guys.
McHammer is kind of just trudging along, rubbing his temple. He definitely looks like he might throw up any second.
And she'll try to take them back to, Firefly.
Alright. Heading across town. You managed to meet back up with Firefly, who's currently inside the hangar, the hangar that you've kind of been given to rest in. And you can't remember the last time you've actually been here. It's been quite a while. And as you enter, first thing you notice is that it appears she is alone at the moment, and she's kind of staring, hands on her hips at the row of mechs as they've been parked, kind of on either side of the hangar in these kind of designated spots. She looks over and just says, "Bad news." Points over to the mechs, and you notice that parts are definitely missing. Important parts. Very important parts.
No.
I tried turning on the printer already, and it does not work.
Yeah, that would be true. Also, it feels like people are sort of like quietly ready to explode outside, and at the bar, people really seem to be excited about violence against living people. Also, McHammer's got this weird black spot on his neck. Don't know what that's about, since I haven't seen Cole, but it looks like Cole.
She looks over. Are you feeling all right, McHammer? Do I need to worry about you expiring before the mission's over?
Does McHammer feel fine aside from the hangover?
Yeah, you're feeling pretty okay. At the mention of you having a little black spot on the back of your neck does itch a little bit.
He'll reach back and scratch at it.
As soon as you touch it, it almost burns like a sunburn. The surface of the skin rough, cracked, and almost rock hard, like you're actually touching gravel.
I don't think I'm so good.
It's about at that moment that same sort of itching is very evident to Scrapper as well as Firefly, as they both kind of reach up, wincing. It appears you've been gotten by something. You're not sure what at the moment, but it can't be good if it's turning your skin into asphalt.
No, probably not.
No. I've looked around for bugs and microphones, and I couldn't find any that could possibly be found by me. So, I think we should start planning on escaping. And task 1 is to actually find the control rods for our mech's reactors, since primarily that's what's gone. Do any of you have any ideas?
I don't know.
Crackheads until someone talks.
Stone creatures walking about. The only thing I can think of that's weird and made of stone that comes readily to mind is maybe that tower. But we haven't been there, have we? Like, just once, maybe?
Well, we were there when we first arrived. We met the mayor.
Maybe it's because we're alive? But then why just him?
I don't know. Safe to say we're in some pretty deep shit.
Yep. So, why don't I just go to other big machines and, like, rip them apart a little bit and take what we need.
Can you do that without being spotted? Because if they know that we know the jig is up, then I'm afraid they'll all come at us at once. And as good as we are, I don't think we can defend against an entire city of Lancers.
I can
All
be
of which have-
eccentric.
All of which
As
have
always.
zero regard for their own life.
I can be my usual eccentric self, which may be ideal cover in its own.
Mm-hmm.
I can take it apart saying, I can do it better. You don't need this. I can put this in there instead. Or something like that. McHammer, you join me. You're an eccentric idiot. And we're proud of being as we are.
I'm not
If
sure
you
if
can
I
source
should
all
be
the parts-
offended or not.
If you can source all the parts that way, then that's the best way to go. I've still got to find Tanuki as well as Arbiter. I don't know where they are. I'll focus on that. You focus on getting those parts.
Great, let's make a list.
Get a
And
list.
then I'll alright, let's make a list of all the important parts we need.
Alright.
And then let's grab everything we see and try to build a machine with 2 cockpits.
One big machine.
Exactly.
You
That
still
way
have to.
they'll not notice the missing thing.
Mhm. Alright. Both of you, actually, everybody give me a hack or fix check. Solitaire,
And
if
I
you
will
want to.
invent or create instead.
I mean, I have threaten and blow something up.
I don't know if you would actually need to, since you are technically in one piece. Your fuel reserves are pretty low. For big mech things, you do need kind of high volatility fuels instead of just battery power.
12.
All right. However, that's the only thing that's wrong with you at the moment. You can still do pilot things. Full-on mech combat would be very hard for you.
Oh, so I will remind them, if we really want to get in somewhere, I still have reaching charges.
All right, and 12 for Musem
Yeah.
for hack or fix. Okay, that would definitely be enough. I'm gonna need 3 items that are in a mech and that are important. As techno-babbly as possible, please.
From me?
Anyone. I need 3.
Neuro helmet.
Neuro helmet. All right. Neuro helmatic inductor stators.
Equilibrium gyroscope.
Very good.
I'm literally just grabbing mech warrior terms here.
I'm going to need 1 more. Zim or Scrapper. I need a very high tech term for an important thing on a mech. I'm going to start pulling
my
off
brain
of the
is just
Gravitational
completely...
stabilizer.
Sorry?
Gravitational stabilizer.
Good one.
Oh, thank God.
What about gravitational inertia stabilizer?
Even better?
I mean, if we're throwing out sci-fi technobabble, can't you solve everything by just reversing the polarity?
True. We're going to add a 4th item. Reverse polarity deuterium pellets. That's what you need to fuel your mech powers. Solitaire. All right. So, with a list created, do you all have a plan on how to get those things?
Well, Paloma is gonna initiate her previous plan of dismantling big mechs and trying to build them together in one hodgepodge super mech. That, of course, it looks like it's gonna explode, so people won't notice missing components.
Mm.
2 cockpits. No, 3 cockpits! I'll need to
That-
disable 3 mechs!
That would probably require quite a bit more work to fabricate, assuming you have a working printer as well.
Fine, too. But she's not going to use the printer. She's going to dismantle existing robots and say, "This is my project, go away." This is my project, go away.
All right. The printer is not working anyways.
Yes.
Okay, so for the other two, McHammer and Solitaire, how are you guys helping that? Or if you guys have completely different plans on how to get those things, what are you doing?
In theory, getting deuterium is actually very easy.
In theory,
It's
yeah.
stable. It's stable hydrogen isotope.
Mm-hmm. What about reverse polarity deuterium?
Polarities are actually, especially on hydrogen, actually very easy to reverse chemically.
I'm going. Look, hey,
You've thrown a
I'm-
technobab at me, and I'm throwing
up
real
here.
world. I apologize. When it comes
No
to
problem.
like real world science like this, I've actually got a fair bit of real life experience. So when you say
No problem. I'm throwing that
Polar
out the
reverse
window right now as
deuterium.
well. I'm throwing
polar
that out the
reverse
window.
deuterium.
So, you would know that is also a fairly common fuel in most larger mechs, especially the high-tech ones that need that extra boost of power to the reactor. However, it's something that is easy to notice that it's missing. So, Scrapper, you're going to try to stealthily, or actually, how stealthily are you going to go about getting these parts?
I don't think she's going to be very stealthy about it. She's using her eccentric reputation to say, "Hey, that thing, I can do better. Watch this." Then basically takes out a wrench and starts undoing every joint.
Okay. I'm going to say that you have the mechanical skills to do it, but you need the people skills. So go ahead and give me a skill check for convincing everyone that you are not doing anything explicitly bad.
The only thing I can do is she can say, "Oh yeah, how about a demo?" And she makes something in front of them. So I guess she doesn't have many people skills, but the most I can say is invent or create.
You see, when it comes to the people skills, I can offer something on that front. It'll be a
Uh-huh.
don't ask questions.
Ooh.
I'll be telling people to back off and don't ask questions. And if they want to keep pushing the point, I'll use a threaten. But I'm not going to threaten to kill them. No. I can make sure they don't die. They'll just really not like being alive. I know not to kill them. But you'd be
I'd
amazed
say-
what you can live through.
Combined, I say you're saying don't bother him. He's doing, or she's doing very sensitive, delicate work. I'd say both of you go ahead and give me a skill check, and I'm going to take the average. Invent and create for Scrapper, and don't ask questions for Solitaire.
That would be a 21 for Solitaire's threaten.
All right. Scrapper.
What am I rolling?
Go ahead and roll invent or create.
All right, at a plus. Let's see. Well,
Oh wait, Mickey
Well-
Hammer's actually got threatened.
Are you gonna also try to keep the various people off of your scavenging friend?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Go ahead and give me a skill check.
Alternatively, I've got apply fist to faces, blow something up, and word on the street.
See, I also have threaten and blow something up.
I'll say I'll use threaten for this.
All right. Where
That's
the hell
See,
did
we
my
don't
D20 go?
And you
Sure.
got a 12, Scrapper?
Yes.
All right. Ooh.
Unless I get accuracy
So,
on this
10.
somehow.
10. Divide that by 3. So on average, you got a 14 and a third. I think rounding up to
Game
15.
rules say always round up. Yep.
All right. Let's see if you spook them. As you are, it seems to be going pretty well. You're managing to unfasten and kind of sleight of hand wrist pocket most of the smaller parts, but you are faced with a quite large part that you need to actually to move and disassemble to get all the things that you need. It is the gravitational inertial stabilizer from a quite large mech. It's got all the pieces you need, especially some fairly high grade deuterium fuel pellets inside. But you got all the smaller parts. You got the various parts to build an equilibrium gyroscope, as well as a handful of neurohelmatic inductors. So right now you just need to get that thing that is essentially twice the size of a car's transmission and about the same weight into the warehouse that you can properly take it apart. And
Can
the two of you,
Solitaire lift that? Okay, can Solitaire carry that equipment?
I'd say yes. I'd say you've got
Especially
the.
knowing that I will potentially get a refuel, I'd be willing to use some of the combat fuel to carry it.
All right, I can see that being reasonable.
My camera could help as well.
As you're finishing unfastening it, neither of you are particularly people person, but you realize that there's a uneasiness going through the crowd, as there's been a handful of people who have stopped and are kind of watching, as well as the sort of constant people going in and out, both on mechs and on foot into the combat area. You're definitely gaining attention, and probably not the good kind. Are you going to go along for it?
Well, I mean, we need the parts.
Yeah, but we can't tell them we need the parts.
In other words,
All right, in that case,
can you think of a good enough reason to be taking this rather large piece of equipment away from the place where it is basically supposed to be?
I
no,
have
I was
a
thinking about just
further
making it
question
right
there.
Mhm.
On my turn, during combat, I turn invisible. With my movement speed, assuming I'm willing to burn through pretty much what fuel
That
reserves I
fuel-
have left.
I'd say you would not be able to turn invisible, but you could keep your speed. Just for one last burst to the hangar.
Actually, I've got an idea. Make Hammer will speak up loudly. Oh, Solitaire, I need this for the remote mechs. I want to brawl somebody here, so we got to make sure that this works. Can't fight them ourselves, so maybe we can do, like, robots. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll rock 'em and you'll sock 'em?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and apply a point of mental damage for that.
All right. tension sort of grows for a second until somebody speaks up. Yeah, no, that sounds. God, shut the fuck up.
I'm just going to start walking away with it. I'm just going to start walking and see what they do.
They're still pretty watching. They're still watching pretty intently. Though it's clear that some of them are not quite sure what to do. Just kind of looking amongst themselves. Whatever, all sorts of various weaponry just bristling on their forms. Because they all have most of them are armed pretty heavily.
So I'll keep walking, acting like this is normal, not being shady or anything. The whole look like you belong and you do sort of idea. I'll just keep walking.
You get about a block away, maybe 2, before you hear. I'd say it's quiet enough in the streets that you'd be able to hear this pretty easily, but somebody out in that small crowd that you'd gathered with your mechanical might yells out, clearly augmented by some sort of loudspeaker. You fucking idiots! They woke the fuck up! Get them before they escape! As you start to hear quite a lot of noise from the other side of the block. You guys are out of eye shot right now, but you still have about 5 more blocks to go.
Alright, is the rest of the party in front of me?
I was thinking about leaving the transportation of the parts to you and my camera. I still have to present a finished product, quote unquote.
Your pockets are just all of your guys' pockets are just heavy with various scavenged parts, like nuts and bolts and important little things.
Yeah, so you two, come back if you just need more things. I'll have them in a pile as I create a horror of a machine.
So it's more my question is if the rest of the party is behind me, I'm not going to go ahead and drop caltrops and mines.
So you'd probably
start,
be in the back.
start using up my limited charges. If I am, then I'm going to drop an explosive mine as well as some explosive caltrops.
Okay. I'd say since they're limited, then they don't require too much power. As you all hear the tinkle of many very sharp kind of what are those things
The
called?
caltrop launcher is specifically it's a blast one area with explosive caltrops.
Explosive caltrops.
Yeah, it's a difficult terrain, and if you move through it, it's 1d3 AP explosive per square.
I didn't hear the explosive part. But quite a few of these little tripod-looking things, about maybe an inch tall, on the ground, just everywhere behind him. As well as a much more sizable-looking little, almost spider-legged dinner plate that, as soon as it hits the ground, kind of digs itself into the sandy dirt ground. And that's your landmine.
Yep, and the second we're back at our hangar, I'll be dropping another landmine at the front of our front door.
You are being chased, so I will need skill checks to either just outrun them or to outsmart them. All right.
When it comes to outrun them, speed 9.
Okay. I'd say you're moving at half speed, but that's still sizable. That's still 5 speed, since you are both low fuel as well as carrying something.
Carrying. But that's like just my base speed. That's not even overcharging.
Mm-hmm. All right. Scrapper, McHammer?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You are currently being chased. You don't see any of them right now, but you do hear around the corner as a handful of their kind of ramshackle and very, very, very scavenged mechs power up and start stomping their way across.
Oh wow, I left them operational.
Some of them.
Shit.
You're not
Don't
sure
worry,
how
that's mine's
operational
full.
they are, but you know.
Jeez, I remember I took the fuel from one. I took most of the controls out the other. I think I put a cockpit inside another cockpit.
All right. So,
And I put the legs backwards on another one.
all right.
But move faster. Why not?
All right. As you guys are just going to sprint.
I think I'll roll stay cool.
All right. Good
That
idea.
is a +2.
And this will help you remember exactly which way is back. And yes, excitement you might forget.
For the roll, then, should I do a blow something up for my attempting to slow them down?
Yes, that will work.
McHammer
Do I
just
get
has
advantage because I'm using limited systems?
I'd say the limited systems are going to be their own thing. This is more.
Okay.
This is for the placement and guessing where they're going to be.
I'm guessing that Threaten would not really help on this.
No, it seems that time has passed. They are definitely coming for you.
Well, if anybody gets too close, McHammer will apply fists to their faces.
All right, that'll work. Go ahead and give me a skill check. Both of you.
Be a 11.
9.
11, 9. All right.
If you count dropped dice, it literally rolled over one space. So if you want me to roll it again where it actually flies, yeah, I think I'll take the first one.
You can't just re-roll and take whichever one you want.
Well, I read the first one and then I said if you wanted a second roll where it rolled over more than one space, I didn't say I was actually rolling.
I'll give you this one. What was the first roll?
11.
11. All right. As you make it about another block, you hear one of the mechs stomping around. Place its kind of janky foot on one of the squares with caltrops on them. You hear a almost popcorn-like series of small explosions as you believe to have sheared off its leg as it falls down, triggering some more of them and exploding its leg as well as its foot. As you all are rounding a corner, McHammer, you see one of the dead lancers almost jump out of a nearby shop, running at you all. It doesn't have any weapons drawn, but he appears to have brass knuckles. And you're not sure how word has spread this fast, but he leaps at you.
Go ahead, McHammer.
McHammer does have a sizable, warhammer, with
Would
his
you have
pilot stuff.
would you have brought it with you drinking at a saloon? Most fights would have been barefisted indoors. Actually, no. You probably would have prepared for this, so I'd say you'd have
McHammer didn't bring his hammer? Are you?
I was kind of wanting to say that, but
go ahead, and if you want to just swing at him, go ahead and roll with 1 difficulty, since he did catch you a bit off guard, since you failed the apply fist to face check.
I believe that's a 17 minus 2 plus. I have no idea what I'd add to my pilot.
You add grit. All right, so that would be an 18. That is more than enough. How much damage does your melee weapon do?
Looks like it's just a straight 3.
All right. That's pretty sizable, especially for a humanoid.
Yeah, so
as
to
you,
put it in perspective, that 3 is 3 mech scale damage from a
Yeah.
humanoid.
big frickin' damage. So, as he charges out, you're able to just barely manage to keep him off with the haft as you kind of stick him in the gut with the with the handle part. And as he stumbles back, you drag the warhammer across the ground for a moment as you adjust the grip and just smack him right in the side. You hear almost like the sound of if you take a bunch of bubble wrap and twist it in your hands, as quite a few of his ribs, internal organs, and spine snaps. But you don't get to see his face, what his reaction is as he tumbles over a railing, crashing to the ground in a cloud of dust.
Hey guys, so what do you think went wrong? How'd they figure us out? And so soon.
McHammer?
I'm not even sure what their goal was.
What? Sorry, I realized that I forgot to update the donation goal and was doing so.
Gotcha. Did you hear what what Scrapper asked?
No. What was up?
How'd they figure us out so fast? I thought we were doing okay.
I've got no idea.
Well, I think they were getting ready to kill us and maybe everything that lived ever. Just a hunch, though.
That might be the case. Does McHammer have enough time to just smash the, downed pilot again?
You'd have to stop for another 5
Okay.
seconds to get a good swing in, but the
No,
rest
I
of the
wouldn't.
the rest of the party would have been way ahead of you.
In that case, on my end, I'm going to throw McHammer a, here, take this. I'm going to pass him a grenade.
Oh, perfect. I'll just drop that on the body and continue
All right.
on.
And I'll
Just
take it
casual.
away with another one of my charges.
All right.
Yeah, let's see him come back quickly from this one.
All right. As you guys run another block, you now need to go 3 more blocks after this one to get home. What are you all doing?
Alright, next intersection, I'll drop another set of caltrops.
Okay.
I don't really have enough to do any more mines because I want to save those. But I can drop a web snare, which is the 1d6 AP, and if you hit it, you're immobilized.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about good to me. Scrapper, McHammer? Anything specific you're doing to help you guys escape?
Well, she knows the path, so she's got an explosive. Just one, and it's a flat grenade.
Okay.
But she'd probably give it to someone else because she is not as strong, so she's probably more weighed down by all her things. So she should more focus on running.
Fair enough.
Well, for now, I'd say we don't probably need any more explosives at this intersection.
Oh,
And I'm
the next
I'm
one,
hoping
then.
to keep enough.
Alright, I think McHammer, you now have 2 grenades in your hand.
On top of or aside from what I had dropped on the body?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I will make use of those if we need to.
Alright. From around
Understand that creating explosives is a sacred duty.
From around you, you hear a few calls of alarm, sirens going off from various establishments, kind of store alarms like the ones you'd hear from from one of those scanners at the exit of a retail store.
God, they're so dramatic.
Oh, that gives me an idea then, actually. Is there any building or anything that we're going around to get home?
It would be a fairly straight shot.
All right, so using a breaching charge to just put a hole in a wall wouldn't give us a shortcut.
Not a sizable one. The time to place it, get back, and then blow it will probably leave you with a deficit rather than actually gaining any time.
All right, it was worth at least asking if we needed a shortcut.
But you're hearing quite a lot of commotion in the city as alarms being raised. The inhabitants are being roused from their kind of fun question mark to come all of them and chase you down. From around the corner, you see a squad of 3 people, all wearing the same tattoos on their rather large exposed arms. As one of them points and the other 2 aim what appear to be electro rifles at you.
Albert, fuck off!
Do you grenade?
Kill
Yes,
Hammer.
make hammer will grenade.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack roll. This would be plus your grit.
I can never remember what my grit is.
It's +3 at this level.
Okay. Well, as long as the DM knows.
It's half level, so
Oh,
Level rounded up.
it's like
I
base
think that's
attack.
a 15 plus 3, so 18.
All right. And do you have to roll for that specific item?
I
I
don't
think
know,
this is
I
for
don't have it.
which one?
No,
would
the
you be throwing?
frag grenades is 1d6 explosive.
All right, go ahead and roll 1d6.
With a blast radius of 1, I believe.
Yes.
2. All right. That wouldn't be enough to kill them, but it's more than enough to send them flying and just completely mess up their aim at the very least. As one of them drops the rifle, and the other one is thrown against a wall. Quite a few kind of smoking shrapnel holes in their body. But you hear the explosion echo through the streets at the same time as the explosion from the other grenade you dropped. Just a little ways back, the fuse set for a fairly long time.
Woohoo!
You hear another set of stomping somewhere behind you, and another set of those kind of popcorn-like explosions as it steps on the caltrops. All right.
Sure, these
Ooh,
guys are
bad,
getting
bad, bad.
pissed off at just every corner. More explosives.
Oh, they're getting so angry.
I haven't even pulled out the big ones yet.
All right.
And then one of them's gonna like, hey, cool, we've cleared them, and then hit the web snare and go like, now I'm stuck after 1d6.
All right. Give me 1 sec.
The reason I have so many explosives and things to slow other people down is what makes me. I can't make myself any faster, so I can make myself comparatively faster by slowing you down.
Heck yeah.
And Scrapper has explosives because she loves explosives.
All right.
I
And
think everyone here likes explosives, actually. And what's that? It's a lot.
3 more blocks, including this next one. So it's this round, the next round, and the next round, and then you will be home. So you hear not necessarily people, but you do hear the heavy footsteps of another mech, this time from up in front of you.
Oh no!
It appears that one of them was in a position to cut you off.
Stop! How could you? I get around. Don't ask me questions right now.
You do not see it right now, though.
All
So
right.
you think you might come across it in the next block.
Maybe we should take
Oh.
a detour through other buildings. It'll be a little longer, but you think these chunky robots can get in narrow spaces? I think not.
You guys want to take a detour?
Yeah, I want to try and take a detour through a large building that potentially the following mech could follow through.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting choice.
You see one of the larger breweries is just on your left.
Cool. And as we run in, I'm going to look for the support pillar.
Give me a skill check to do a appraisal of that, or to quickly determine where to demolish it. Are you adding to this?
Spot. That would be 20.
Spot.
Why avoid it when you can just drop a building on it?
You guess after seeing not one, not two, but 3 other large support columns either busted or patched up. You think that's probably the one.
All right. It now has a breach charge on it,
All right.
and basically the second we know that mech is inside that building, that pillar takes 30 AP, and the building comes crashing down.
Oh
All
my
right.
lord.
So, as you're charging through, what are the other 2 of you doing? The building that you're in is empty aside from some catastrophically drunk patrons, as well as the bartender who is currently cocking his shotgun.
I know what. Can I take a guess at what McHammer's doing? Are you saving one of the kegs of alcohol before I drop the building?
Or are you going
He
to
will
vault
grab
over
as
and
many as he
deck
can.
or are you going to vault over and slam your hammer into the shopkeeper who is pointing a gun at you so you can get behind the counter and get his good stuff?
Fine.
You know the best stuff's out of sight.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll do that. I'll slam my hammer on the shopkeeper and grab the good stuff.
All right, I'll need a skill check to close the distance before he can actually get a shot off. Since he does appear to be able to shoot before you get there.
I think apply fist to face would be the best one for that.
9.
9, he's going to get a shot off. What's your evasion as a pilot?
Yes.
Can Scrapper rush with him?
I have. Oh, hey, there's the 6.
6, okay. In what way, Scrapper?
She was more trying to flank the guy so she could, like, grab the gun.
Give me a skill check. Since
What-
you would not know exactly what he was able to roll. You saw him sprinting up towards the counter, but I'd say it was close enough that you would not be able to tell whether or not he could get a shot off or not.
Stay cool on fly. To focus and plan my route.
I'd say this requires something faster, something
All right.
more high impact.
Survival. No? I don't know if survival would apply.
I think that's more for that's the slow, methodical. I am out in the wilderness with nothing.
Then
think
I
it's
may
more
not
that
have a
survival.
skill for this other than spot.
Okay, if you can just go for it, adding your grit.
Alright, I'll go for it and add a 3.
All right. It's
18.
held. All right.
Just go.
All right. I'd say that you Grabbing his gun at the last moment would give him 2 difficulty on the roll.
Yay.
I have his roll right here, and it gets reduced by 4, which unfortunately would still make that a 10.
Sorry, I tried.
All right. You have quite a bit of body armor on. Just naturally, you have your clothing is basically interwoven with various ballistic fibers, just out of necessity. So nothing actually gets through, but the actual impact of what is essentially an actual shotgun slug directly hitting your abdomen and bouncing off knocks the wind out of you for sure. You take 3 points of kinetic damage.
Reduced by armor.
At this point, you would not be wearing an actual hard suit. I'd say you would not be armored at this moment. McHammer?
So I'm not wearing my hard suit?
Which hard suit would you have?
Heavy.
Okay.
Is that correct, or I'm lost here? Sorry. I've not done the pilot combat, so I have no idea what I'm doing.
Mhm. It's more of me deciding whether or not you would have reasonably worn armor.
Okay.
Since armor is not a comfortable thing to wear, no matter how you put it. And then putting it on is basically signaling, I'm about to fuck shit up. For real. However, in this environment, that might not be a turnoff.
I mean, McHammer was trying to pick fights.
At the bar.
At the bar.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, who's going to, he
Nobody
doesn't
seems
care
willing to
about...
stop him.
He's all for some extra armor if people want, but I'm 50-50 on whether I'd have the armor or not.
Okay.
I'm just explaining that, you know, I could see McHammer having the armor.
Gotcha.
But I could also
understand.
see that he wouldn't. It's, like I said, 50-50.
Well, we've got a thing for that. Heads, he's wearing armor. Tails, he's not. Go ahead and flip it, Zim. That is for you.
There we go.
Something more
That
vigorous.
did not really...
Yeah, give
Yeah.
me a good flip. Give me a good rapid
Highlight
fire.
it and press R.
Oh, that's a good one. Right there. All right, Tails, you are not.
Alright.
So I'd say you probably be wearing the effectively what is a light hard suit. So basically, a sort of your general pilot wear, what you're wearing when you're not doing anything important, or not doing anything in the middle of a combat zone.
Okay.
So that'd give you an evasion of 10, so that means it would still hit. As basically that would happen, you take 3 points of kinetic damage. And you
I
are...
don't know if I rolled super well.
You stagger for just a brief moment as he tries to chamber another round. However, you're right there. And I'd say you'd be able to try to either yank it out of his hand, Scrapper, or do something else. Who knows? What you doing?
I'll try to like steal it from him with get a hold of something.
I think that's a very literal meaning of the word that you're trying to do. I'd say this is definitely a high violence physical sort of thing. Getting a hold of something is more of knowing some people, knowing what numbers to call.
All right, what about stay cool then? Performing a task that requires concentration, dexterity, speed, or precision under pressure.
Perfect. I'll allow it. As you're
Right.
basically worming your way in, maybe like ejecting the remaining rounds or putting the safety on.
18 plus 4, 22.
Perfect. With a flick of your wrist, a little pin comes out of your wrist. You catch it in your hand and then use it to skillfully push the retaining pins out of the gun and drop the trigger out of the gun.
Fuck you! But wait, I wanted that gun. Shit!
All right. McHammer, you're right there. Your abdomen hurts very much so, and you have your hammer. I can only imagine what you would like to do with that hammer.
He is going to start pole dancing with it. It's just that the basis of the pole dance, where the head's gonna land, that's just gonna be conveniently on top of the shopkeeper.
Gotcha. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
What is
15? That'll definitely do it.
15.
As you are 15 plus 3, so 18. That'll definitely do it. As the very dense head of the hammer smashes down on top of his head, cracking it open like a somewhat rotten watermelon.
Oh.
But his hand's gonna jostle the gun a little bit around in your grip. But he kind of lets go and falls to the ground dead. You now have a shotgun.
Alright, I'm gonna have to put the trigger back in. Shit.
That's easy to do. You can just do it.
Yeah.
All right. So I consider this a medium signature. So a range of 5.
I already have one of those.
Yeah, range of 5, 2 variable, so kinetic. I'd say you'd only have your hammer right now, McHammer.
Well, I'm meaning normally.
Yeah, it's currently along with some of your other gear. And your heavy composite weapon, I'm guessing that's the... Gotcha. All right, so as you guys sprint through the remainder of the building, Scrapper assembling the shotgun, you check and it has 3 more rounds remaining.
Awesome. I have it done reasonably.
All right. Sprinting through the remainder of the building, you emerge on the other side and just keep on running. It appears that you were actually right. The mech actually did try to punch through the building and go for you. You can see a large hole in the building.
Dropped out there for a moment.
The mech has actually gone in the building. He's crashed in through the side, hearing reports and various sensor things and surveillance cameras saying that you were in there. Go ahead and if you want to roll damage, you can, but with a whole building coming down on top of him, I can't imagine he'd survive anyways.
Oh no, the idea was just drop a building on him. No need for damage rolls.
Yeah, he's
more stuck than damaged.
You, would you have the detonator just wired into your mind, or would you have like an actual physical clacker?
I'm all cybernetic. It's just I can detonate them when I need to. It's in me. I may have one somewhere that I can like pass off if I need someone else to do it, but most of the time it's just me.
Gotcha.
But the satisfaction of clicking the button.
It's true. He's got you there.
That's why I have it, so I can give other people, but I don't need the satisfaction.
So as you break out the door, still sprinting in the direction that you need to go, McHammer, your hammer kind of dragging behind you a bit as you slightly limp along, but still at full speed. You hear a very muffled kind of, and inside the building as a cloud of dust shoots out the hole from what appears to be a 2 or 3 story building, collapsing down in on itself, trapping and possibly destroying the mech that had clambered inside.
Grabber feels immense sorrow. She missed an explosion.
It's just really, really, really dust-filled explosion. Kind of disappointing. All right, so this block and another block to go. All right. You hear a little bit less calls of alarm than before. It appears that if this were Grand Theft Auto, your wanted stars are flashing. They may have lost track of where you are.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, but be a little sneaky.
All right, you want to try to be a little quieter.
Now it's survival time.
Now it's don't drop any more explosives from me time.
Guys, follow me. I got this. Gets all
Now
one.
it's the after battle depression when he realizes there's no more fighting.
Wait. You didn't take your booze!
I said I was going to do that.
Then you planted your hammer in that.
You if you want to, you could have snagged a few bottles of liquor.
Some choice
Absolutely.
bottles.
Top shelf.
Yeah.
All right. And you're the rest of you are kind of wanting to be a little bit sneaky.
Yes.
All right. And that I saw that 5.
I
you
know.
Can't reroll that.
But I like watching it bounce.
So what would that be? What would that be with your modifier?
Oh, with my modifier, it was 9.
9? Okay. McHammer?
What am I rolling again?
A skill
Anything
check
to be sneaky.
if you want to be sneaky.
How does it clank
McHammer has
when I'm rolling it
nothing
by
he can
itself?
do to be sneaky.
Then
Alright.
D20 plus 3.
Yep.
Your grip.
As sneaky as you can be. Give me a good roll.
19.
All right. And solitaire. Roll to be sneaky.
What? Flop, did you want me to reroll that?
Sure. Give me a good roll.
So, stars stop flashing
Clunk, 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 clunk.
as we walk in on an escort service. Eee!
Actually, you walk in on something else. As you turn the corner on the final block, there in the middle of the street,
Former captain.
assault rifle already ready to go, is a small size 1 mech. Apparently, a part of the local big quote unquote here, sheriff force. Initial assessment as you stumble around the corner, those of you who rolled below a 10, which would be Scrapper and Solitaire. You see him a bit too late as you're a bit kind of questioning your own judgment. It's like, is he for real there? And you get a few feet out and you're like, oh god, he really is.
Fuck.
It appears to see you. So, how much HP do either of you have as pilots?
With my armor on? 11.
With your arm,
No,
with
wait,
your
12.
12? What
Yes.
armor do you have on?
I have the hard heart suit, which she leaves on most of the time because her engineering may just make her explode. Because
Which
she's
hard suit?
explosion prone. A heavy hard suit.
Heavy hard suit.
Because she explodes.
You're talking how much health I technically have when I'm outside my body.
Technically, yeah.
I think officially when I'm outside my mech, I have.
When I'm outside, 9.
Got you.
Because when I'm outside, I'm a hard drive.
Oh.
Since we are doing explicitly pilot combat here, I'd say use the stats from your pilot sheet. Since you are also,
The stats from the
You're
pilot
not-
sheet I never finished.
you're not fully powered right now, so you can't power through any damage, basically.
I was
As much
basically going to say. I mean, I actually only have 11 as a mech, so it's a squishy as mech.
So as you turn the corner, the two of you who did not get above a 10 on the stealth roll, you both receive a burst from the machine gun.
Am I able to take the hit from McHammer as well?
He is not currently
is
being
not.
hit. He is behind cover. He
Okay.
did not go out in the open.
Oh, sorry, Scrapper. Then can I take the hit for the party member as well?
Absolutely, you can. As you basically protect both the very expensive, very valuable engine parts as well as Scrapper.
Yeah.
So that would mean I'd say it would automatically hit.
Oh, I'm not. I was expecting an automatic hit. I was basically expecting 2 lots of damage.
All right, so at a tier 1 heavy assault rifle, that is going to be 6 points of kinetic damage.
You
All right.
monster.
Not many of the rounds actually hit you. Only 2 of them actually do. But those 2 hits are heavy. This is, mech scale weaponry that thankfully your chassis kind of absorbs and redirects, but it's a heavy freaking hit. You would not be able to take many more of those.
Oh yeah. I figured that my chassis is probably the best thing to take a hit like that, as opposed to the squishy meat, the squishy flesh bags I work with.
For sure. All right, so that's McHammer. We've got Rapper, and then. All right, so McHammer, since you weren't caught so off guard, I'd say you would be going first. The mech has
Hammer!
already gone this turn.
Hammer!
You're going for it?
Of course.
All right.
This is McHammer you're talking about. So 21, I think.
21. All right.
That's a critical.
That would definitely hit. That is a crit, but it is static damage. With a crit, I'd say you'd be able to also get in a position where it wouldn't be able to easily strike back at you. Like, for example, just stomp on you.
He'll be okay. He'll be
I
mean, you said
behind
it
it and
size
stuff.
1 mech.
Yep, and it's a size 1. It's not a grunt, so it doesn't have just 1 HP. But you have faced something like this before in your mechs, which seemed a lot less intimidating than it is right now.
McHammer's
All right, so you
not
do 3
intimidated.
points. You do 3 points of damage. Perfect. Keep track of that. All right. The tip of your fairly armor-piercing hammer burying itself into one of the joints. The pilot lets out a curse as it tries to swivel around and find you and stomp on you, but can't quite find you. You're just out of its sensor range, or out of its sensor field of view. All right. Who's going to go next, McHammer? Scrapper and Solitaire are left.
I'd say Solitaire.
Solitaire. All right. Solitaire, you took some big hits. What you got?
Yeah. I ain't happy about that, so it's time for the knives to come out.
All right.
Literally.
What are you doing with the big engine part?
I have 6 arms. I only need 1 to throw a knife.
Okay, you're throwing it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not closing in. I'm just going to be basically it's going to be skirmish for the 2 knives, +1 if I hit, and then a second skirmish for another 2 knives.
Gotcha.
So, just throwing a bunch of knives at it.
Since it is pilot combat, you can only take the fight action.
Okay.
And I'm going to check real quick exactly what that entails.
So, about that combat, that's all the time. How about more combat, but different this time?
The weapon itself is accurate, so this attack is going to at least go through.
Gotcha. So it would be only one melee or ranged weapon.
Alright, so this would be a 25.
25 would definitely hit. That means it's a crit. You can reroll and choose the higher. Says you know it's a 1d3 and you need that.
Yeah.
Hey, Cameron, do you have that one explosive left?
There's the 3.
Oh, but of course.
So it's going to be 3 points damage to it again. Very nice.
Do I get the ability to, because I hit with a thrown weapon or a...
In your low power state, no.
So I don't get the ability to make the extra attack. But when I hit a weapon, when I hit a character with a ranged, with a melee weapon, which these do count as melee, I may throw an auxiliary melee weapon as an attack.
Talents only count when you're in a mech, and since we're doing pilot combat right now, you wouldn't be considered in a mech. You're in a low power state. All right, so
And if I do have any additional action, it'll be to throw Makama a here. Put this on him, and I'll throw him one of the breach charges.
all right, you can absolutely do that.
And this one has a little clicky thing attached to it.
It's got a little spool of wire taped to it.
Yeah, he's got the clicky thing, so he can actually push the button to make the explosive go boom.
All right, I'd say it's actually the handle that like you plant it, and the handle itself is the detonator that just comes right off. All right, so Scrapper, you got 3 shots in your shotgun, and you got a mech that needs to be killed.
I'm to shoot him with my gun.
All right.
It's farmer time.
You ever shot a? Is your character ever shot a kind of austere weapon like this?
No.
Go ahead and roll to attack. Easy to figure out. It's just point and shoot. And then add.
Mostly, it's either some firearm while running away from a mob, or an explosive. 17 plus 3 grit is 20.
20. All right, fantastic. Since it's 2 kinetic damage, I'd say since it's a crit, I'd say you're also in a good position where you aren't really able to be shot at. So you're in either. I think you'd be in hard cover since you're at range.
Probably.
All right. 2 more damage. It's looking pretty rough.
Which means I'm the only one in an exposed position because I didn't take cover.
Correct.
Don't worry, I'll fix you.
I'd be worried.
And I'll be using my body to shield the components again.
Are you going to willingly take the hit?
If it protects the components, yeah, I'm willing to take the hit.
How much HP do you have left?
5.
Do not.
I'd rather
sheriff-
protect the components. So.
The sheriff, only seeing one that he can very easily hit, lines up and takes the shot. Since you aren't moving, it hits, and it does 6 points of damage.
Oh dear. So that take me out. Now, do I just do it like mech damage and take a structure, or is that enough to pretty much take me out of combat?
You'd be out of combat. All right. But you wouldn't be down and out, since you don't have any components that would really bleed like a human body might.
System trauma is apparently the damage. What I rolled. The system's wanting me to do it. It would be. My system is destroyed. So.
The mech, the body itself. All right.
Well, let's take away my explosives then. I've lost access to any additional explosives.
Fair enough. Who would be going next, McHammer or Scrapper?
Probably
Gotta
the camera
say-
since I went last.
Yeah, McHammer. I gave McHammer an explosive so he could blow stuff up.
All right, McHammer.
I gotta
you
say
see
the
as
implication of your your explosives being gone does not bode well for you.
No, but it's one of those like, if I'm,
it's
I don't have
C4.
any
It doesn't.
more.
It only gets ignited by the igniter. It's stable.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna smash it.
All right. You mean you have the explosive in your hand?
I gave you my last breach charge.
Okay, I'll
Which
fix it
is,
to him and explode it after
All
getting
right.
safely away.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll for the whole
It-
kind of process.
Shaped charge, so
Mhm.
they're actually relatively safe to be close.
10? All right. I'd say that would succeed. So you'd be able to get it on, move to a safe distance, so not too far away. As you attach it, the handle actually comes off in your hand with a little antenna that kind of beep, flicks upwards with a big red flashing light. You take a few steps back in the dust and squeeze the trigger really, really hard. How much damage does it do?
2d6 AP.
Go ahead and roll 2d6, McHammer. And armor piercing too. That's big.
Why do you think I threw that one to him?
5. All right.
Yeah,
AP.
total of 5.
Very nice. Scrapper.
Yes. It's
It
time.
is- It's leveling. It's turning around, and it is barely managing to get its gun pointed at McHammer, standing a fair distance away. But it's leaking. It's spewing various exhaust plasmas, and it is it's looking rough. You got 2 shots left. Scrapper?
Time to shoot again.
All
I
right.
was thinking about alternate actions, but what more benefit would I get from them other than just shooting?
Fair enough. Using items mostly. So if you have like a rocket launcher. All right. But go ahead and roll to
I
attack.
do not, unfortunately, have a rocket launcher.
All right.
So it was actually turning
And
away.
Plus
The
3
sheriff
is
was turning
13.
away from me, was it?
It is now, since it's trying to fire at McHammer, who is probably the source of the explosion that it felt.
So I'm going to be yelling out insults of, "Hey, you haven't finished me yet."
No, stop.
All right, so that hits, and that's what, 2 damage.
2 damage.
Where are you aiming?
I was probably aiming at the main body where the pilot is.
All right. You get a brief glimpse of the next shell that's loaded into the chamber, and it's got a nice kind of, it's got a bit of tape around it with a big, almost like warning tape. As you chamber it and fire, you're kicked back at least a good 2 feet right onto your butt as the recoil just knocks you over. Whatever was loaded in there was very spicy, and it was very armor piercing. As it pierces through the main body where you imagine the cockpit to be, it punches all the way through, and actually probably just McHammer would be able to see an almost glittering trail of the slug as it passes through and carries quite a few sparks with it. But the mech kind of sways a little bit and then just remains standing completely still. It appears to still be on and activated, but you can see a very clean hole punched right through the cockpit.
I'm just gonna go and see if she can't open it.
Are you sure? Because you still are technically in a chase and you have a party member down.
It could be good for shooting our pursuers.
Yeah,
So
we're in a
is-
chase. We now have a combat capable mech.
Yeah, I was gonna say the having a combat capable mech would be very nice. Well, somewhat combat capable.
However, you actually, with this mech, I can pick him up and continue to run because it's faster than people.
So
This seems like a good idea.
Solitaire is completely down.
Down. Yep. They can still faintly talk over the TACnet with a very limited sort of cognitive capability, but they are down and out. I feel my mind going.
Yeah, McHammer will move over to see. Well, I guess I'll wait for Scrapper to see about that. Whatever you call it, the mech.
All right.
But if the mech doesn't work, then McHammer will try and pick up Solitaire.
All right.
What are the rules on bleeding out?
I believe it's initially a down and out, which you roll a d6, and if you roll a 1, you're dead.
Because if we're doing it proper pilot combat, I do need to double check on that.
Okay. I'll do a quick.
There's a 4, so I'm not dead.
I remember it's either double 1s or double 6s, or if it's 2d6. But I will check real quick.
Because I don't want to feel like I'm cheating the system by being an artificial.
Gotcha. Down and out is 77. Says down and out. So you're down and out. You are unconscious and you're stunned. If you take any more damage, you die.
Okay.
All right.
I think there's an optional movement or an optional thing. There's an optional roll for death, I know. Wear and tear. Yeah, you're just you're unconscious right now. If you take any more damage, you die.
All right.
As the emergency power reserve fades, leaving you alone on the tech.
So I'm now just a powered down solid state hard drive.
Pretty much. With a good bit of shrapnel and scrap surrounding their body. Scrapper, as you climb up and pry the cockpit open, you notice one, there's a dead guy in there.
Get out.
Two,
Fine now.
Two, it appears. Give me a skill check. Actually, no, you'd recognize this model of mech. I'm looking at the controls. It appears it's a biologic interface, meaning that he does need to be alive for him to actually pilot it. Similar
I
to
take
the thing
his
that
hand.
he needs to be alive. You would
He's
know
still warm. He's
skill check. This is going to be risky since you're using up time in the middle of a chase. So that means the DC is 20.
okay.
And if you fail, bad things happen.
I'm not so sure about this anymore, guys.
What?
Well, shit. All right, what's skill?
This would probably be hacker fix.
It's not my best, but here we go. $18.
18. All right.
I got close, guys.
We're here for fun. If you can't do stupid stuff, why are we playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you are As you kind of dive into the system, you break open one of the panels and you're starting to try to hack around the security measures, or trying to make it recognize that guy as being alive.
I thought he was literally going to hold his hands on the controls.
No, he needs to be alive.
The puppet.
Nope, he's still alive. The system cool. You're just not sensing a heartbeat.
Exactly. Yeah, you're just like saying everything's cool, everything's fine. Unfortunately, you might have slipped up and triggered a unknown security measure to you at the time, which is a very dumb one, honestly. You hear, things are going pretty well, but right behind you, you hear something very disconcerting, which is the reactor core overloading and immediately going into self-destruct.
Ah, shit.
You've got 1 round.
Can I stop this?
The question is, if you try and stop it and you fail, you die. If you don't try and stop it, and you just run, you live.
I will say that it's going to be the same DC since it is not your mech, and you are basically going in blind to that part of the subsystem.
I'd say run.
Consider, I love explosions.
Yeah, and if you're dead, you can't watch it.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a good distance away, you can watch this happen.
Fine.
And you don't have to feel bad about it.
Fine, I flee.
All right. What's your speed?
No, you're not fleeing. You're getting to a good observation zone so you can watch the explosion.
Are you pretty close to this? Also, what's the camera doing?
So, McHammer, you'd be picking up both the engine part and whatever, and the important looking bits of Solitaire, correct?
Yes.
I thought I was carrying the main components because it was too heavy to carry otherwise.
It's very uncomfortable to grab at, especially for soft people. Soft compared to metal, that is. McHammer, as you finally get it on a good spot on your shoulder, as well as the important bits of Solitaire under your arm, you look and you see the bomb technician running.
I have a speed of 3.
All right.
McHammer
Yep.
doesn't have anything he can do about that right now.
You can
Except
run.
for try and run.
All right. What's your speed?
I have no idea.
It depends on our heart rate.
Since you
Whatever
run
a light
explode.
hard suit is, I guess.
All right, so as if you guys both sprint as fast as you can, you dive to the ground just as you think the sound of the reactor hits the crescendo as it explodes behind you. You both take 0 damage.
Haha!
As
But
as
also, oh man.
the blast radius is 2.
Oh,
You were 1 away from being inside that blast radius, Scrapper.
Ooh.
And that is 4d6.
Bean, you seen this shit? I am indeed seeing this shit.
You're recording it?
Yes.
Bean's
Of
recording it,
course.
I assume. You gave him orders to always record explosions. Alright.
Explosions will always gain priority. You know this, Bean.
So your old body takes 14 points of explosive damage, Solitaire, and is probably turned into scrap. Aside from the very important looking bits that McHammer is carrying.
Basically, he's got the hard drive.
He's got the hard drive, he's got what looks to be like the spinal column, as well as a few of the sensor bits. And an arm,
So
I'd say.
I can see.
Yeah.
I mean, McHammer's a mechanic, so he would recognize the important bits.
Okay,
They're
I
like,
thought
top on the list
Yeah.
of things that are A, important looking, and things that are B, intact.
I thought the only important part was the hard drive being effectively an NHP.
Well, yeah, that is the most important bit. But, you got arms and sensors, so, hey. So, thankfully, the explosion seems to cause quite a bit of chaos in the surrounding buildings, setting some of them on fire and fragmenting the rest. And you'd be able to successfully escape, drawing into the old abandoned hangar, looking quite worn for wear, and with a single round of ammunition on any of you guys. Currently inside that the bartender's shotgun. But you slam the door behind you. I assume immediately barricade it with whatever's nearby.
Absolutely.
All right. As you guys take a moment to get situated, you both start to feel that itching on the back of your neck intensify just a little bit more. It is definitely irritating at almost all times now, but not painful quite yet. It's an itch that you can't quite scratch, and you kind of know instinctually that if you scratch it, you'll make it worse. So, what are you guys doing? Looking around, you cannot find the captain anywhere. Firefly does not appear to be here. She appears to still be doing whatever thing she was trying to do to find the rest of the crew.
Right, McHammer, you put him in his machine, and I'll try to fix that one first. He plugs into his machine, right?
I believe
don't know,
that
actually.
he doesn't. Okay, I don't think he has a machine at all.
No.
No, I was my machine.
Whoops.
Yeah.
We're down a Lancer.
It's alright, I got
alright.
space. I'll just, oh.
Does the
Maybe
printer here still work?
No.
No. As far as Firefly was concerned, you guys don't have experience with printers, but that might be the only thing you've got going.
Alright, let me try the printer. I have technical experience, and maybe I should have tried this first.
You
Printers
started
are
it up,
instinctually-
and you started up, and it just prints off everything that we need in a matter of seconds.
It wasn't even. It just wasn't plugged in.
Oh, Captain, you can't be doing this shit.
I believe the captain's value has
Oh.
diminished.
All mechanics and homebrewers have a instinctual fear of the printer, because any modification of it will basically bring down DMCA's and actual legal action from literally everywhere at once, and get your printer license taken away.
But this is Valhalla.
Mm-hmm. So you've got almost like a glee that you finally get to take a look at one of these on the inside.
Why didn't I do this in the first place?
I mean, we can in theory build any mech we want.
In theory, if you get it working.
I have to.
Give me a sec. I've got to use the bathroom real bad. So if we want to take a 5-minute
time
is up.
shorter break. What?
Time's up.
Shush.
You asked for a second. I gave you a second. Aw, alright, Gaming Furry, have a good night. But yeah, everybody, we're on a brief intermission here. At least it better be brief. If it isn't, I am going to have choice words for Dova. Namely, how could you? Woo, Martin GIF. I will absolutely put that up. As soon as I remember where that is. Ah, here it is. Number 4. Oh, that one. I'll give you a second roll for it, since it's the exact same one as we've got down there. All right, number 71.
I'm back.
That was far more than a second.
It was a lot of bathrooming I had to do all at once.
Jeff is going to be AFK for a couple of minutes at most. I'd also need to go to the bathroom. I was just getting ready when
You
said
could
were
have
coming
gone.
back.
Oh my god.
Considering my character is effectively
Just
dead at the moment
go!
in the game anyway.
And I'm waiting for Jaffer to come back, and then Scrapper's gotta go. Dusty's gotta go. You know?
I'm still here.
You gotta wait until he gets back and then leave.
Oh, I understand.
There's my chips. I got some.
What do you mean it's under assault, Wired? What did you do?
I'm crunching. I'm sorry.
Also, Wired, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I retrofitted one of the ore pounders for atmospheric conditions. And
spicy.
I've got it clearing out a nice box shape. I definitely appreciate the work you did because it would make it go much faster, but, you know. Oof. I know, right? It's like, Dova, get on it. Like he said, he's
all right,
dead
everyone-
anyways.
I think I found a good picture for Scrapper in that machine.
I saw that. Yeah. That's Scrapper in general.
Yes.
All right, so with the adrenaline kind of fading out of your system slowly, Scrapper, I need you to give me a skill check to try and work some life into this printer.
To repair or inventor create.
This would be repairing.
All right,
Trying to
plus
get
4.
something working again.
24.
All right, so and you know, this is actually kind of intuitive in here. We've got what molecular feed lines coming in from this way, atom and
Gosh.
polymer realignment chambers down
Gosh dang
here.
it, Scrapper. Always when it really counts. Making a printer work, withstanding an apparently eldritch totem and giving it a name. What are you?
I know, right? I don't know what's going on. So, you manage to, despite everything, you kind of close up most of the panels, remove the dust from the actual induction ports, and with many, many, many fingers crossed, flip the switch. McHammer. Since you're
Yes, I am
fairly-
aware that I have died from him doing so.
You just instant death. So, are you?
Don't worry,
would
I
you
can
have,
make a new hammer.
Would you
Wait,
have been
man.
technologying Solitaire back to some sort of consciousness?
I mean, I kind of assumed that wasn't possible, but if it is, then yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get at least a little bit of electricity running to the components that you've got.
Then
And
yes.
after, all right, go ahead and give me a skill check. Actually, I'd say that something like this you could figure out with your years of tinkering. But Solitaire.
Yep.
After what your systems register as about 2-ish hours, your systems are slowly coming back
just real quick, McHammer will put the head on backwards.
So the sensors are just like pointing at the wall.
Yeah, the head will be backwards, and the eyesight won't work, but everything else works.
The arm and the spinal column.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
as you
he'll
finish your
strap it
boot up-
onto his back.
Gotcha.
So we're doing the C3PO Chewbacca thing.
That's
Fine,
what
I'm
what
glad
seeing.
somebody got the reference. Yes.
So, Solitaire. There's a lot of warning lights going off in your head right now. A lot of warning lights. Pretty much everything is broken aside from your main load-bearing support struts. One of your lower arms, and your head and main sensor array it appears to be plugged in, but it doesn't seem to be actually outputting anything.
Things don't appear to be working right.
Would you be saying that?
Yeah.
All right. There's a
His
there's a little
voice
tinny
will
speaker.
be his voice will be French accent.
Which is impressive
Oh,
considering that
this is
France
what
has
they
not
do now.
existed for like 9,000 years.
McHammer's got no idea how he managed that. It just, the wrong wires got crossed and it just kind of happened.
It's pulling from a really, really old archive of the Massif vaults.
Most peculiar.
Well, Jaffer, let's hear your best French impression.
No.
We will assume it is in France. Assume.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you flick the switch, and nothing happens. Then one after the other, various systems and cooling fans and servos and all sorts of internal heaters and extruders start to come online one by one by one. And eventually, as the last of your sort of patience runs out, you see that the little monitoring screen comes on with a plethora of warning lights. You've got low magnesium, low titanium stock. A lot of things are worn out. The print head needs replacing. and a whole bunch of the magnetic coils are slightly out of alignment.
Oh,
It says
this thing's gonna need some love.
it's got about maybe size 1.5 of prints remaining.
I'm gonna make a new Jaffer, or a new Solitude.
Solitaire.
Solitaire.
All right. Would you have uploaded your files to like the ship's cloud server, Solitaire?
This particular print we're working with has already repaired me once. It's
That
already
it
printed
has.
new components for me once, so
So
it's like reprint.
All right. The large collapsible shutters come down, and inside, blocked by pretty much everything aside from there's a few small cracks where you can see bright arc lights coming through every once in a while as it starts churning away at the new frame for you. What do you do in the meantime? As you guys have a little bit of downtime, probably not, since outside you can hear faint shouts, and every once in a while you can hear a mech stomp by, but you're not quite sure. You don't think they know you're here. They might think you're somewhere else.
Well, I'm going to start trying to do repairs on the others while Solitaire is getting printed.
Okay.
But let's just keep that one shotgun shell loaded.
All right. After about 1 more hour, the printer stops. The exhaust fans running to draw out all the remaining vapors and recycle them all before there's a small little electronic ding as the shutters raise back up, and you see a bright, shiny new, maybe a bit frayed at the edges, Solitaire. But it does not appear to be very lively.
Oh, plug me in.
Camera?
I guess I'll plug him in.
All right. You lose power once again, Solitaire, and maybe a few minutes later, you are booting back up, and you are not seeing any warning lights aside from one saying that your drivers are out of date. You just
Ignore.
Yeah, that's too much trouble.
As the date on it's like 4 years out of date. You've just been hitting ignore forever. That's not unusual.
I like it this way. I've gotten used to it.
Exactly.
All right. But I'd say you guys will be able to get in a full repair. With the remaining feedstock in the printer, as well as all the parts you've scavenged, you're able to refit, restock all of your mechs. Full ammo, maybe not full ammo, but pretty close. And there's just enough left over to print some extra shotgun shells. Also, you do have access to it, so you can print your own weapons if you want. Since at some point, some of your personal equipment went missing.
True. Let's restock. McHammer, you probably want another heavy hearts.
I would assume that his heavy hard suit is probably here, unless it got stolen as well.
The hard suit itself, I'd say it would be here.
Okay, then he would definitely put it on.
It does have a bit of graffiti on it, and you're not sure exactly why or how it got there.
Let's restock my flat grenades.
I mean, I kind of just brought it in. I was wearing
the graffiti on your... It's got some graffiti on it. You're not sure how it got there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a little bit dusty, but it is there. It is fully functional.
Dusty, goddammit, get off of my hard suit.
It's actually a little drawing of a bat on it. Now I have to fit that into the Tuesday game. God damn it. I realized you were probably hearing me crunching.
Yep.
So that's why
There
I
will
muted
be no
myself.
forgiveness.
So. Oh god, that's spicy.
That's what
Sorry.
you get.
It keeps happening. So I don't have too much more planned for tonight, since we are missing, well, half of the party.
More than half?
So, more than half. Well, yeah, half.
No,
We're missing.
I mean, are we only
I don't
missing-
count as one of the party. If I'm gone, the game doesn't happen.
Well, yeah, you don't count as one of the parties, so we're missing...
We're missing 3.
Okay, yeah, I guess we are missing only half.
Saf, Prescott, Zerth.
Thanks, Tanya.
So, as I consider this to be a pretty dang good spot to stop.
Yeah, but I got 8
And
minutes
none of
left
you
on
guys
the
have medical
battle.
skills.
I've got 8 minutes left on the Stream Raiders battle.
Fair enough. We can hang out.
We get better.
We can
we,
banter! And we can bring out the Mickey!
Oh, Sullivan,
Yeah,
how
he's
do you
not
like
here.
being in this new body?
Hang on, I can fix that.
Solitaire.
You know, it's like reformatting your computer. You got to re-download all of your all the applications you need, reset up all your settings. I mean, you know how it is when you just like when you restart life and you got to do everything again.
True, that is.
Hey, Ray, we are in need of Mickey. Could you
No.
come hop on voice real quick?
Oh god, is he actually in the chat?
Oh,
Oh, he's-
okay.
You called him! Madman.
So okay, on banter, Ken Burby muted for 800,000 seconds. Reason stream sniping is funny, but still wrecked my frame.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
On the Horus CompCon opening.
Oh. This shit posting, it's beautiful.
I'm
Perfect
lost.
shit post. Flawless victory.
Did I already talk to you guys about this cool new lich pattern I found, or is that tomorrow?
Oh, good joke, friend.
You found
Ah.
what?
You didn't get it?
Lich is the time manipulating frame. So it's, have I told you guys about this yet, or am I doing that tomorrow?
Oh.
Oh, this one is applicable to you guys. Live from the Dawnline shore, it's shitstorm o'clock.
That sounds about right. That sounds on brand for us.
Muted for 800,000 seconds. Reason. Sick of you asking me for a dark mode. Hack your eyes if it's that bad.
How many videos do I actually have on YouTube? I want to know that.
A lot, I imagine. The Lolly permaband. Reason. Posting Cognito Hazard again. One too many flash clonings, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how many actual video or recordings we've got on YouTube. It is not being easy.
Hmm.
And I don't think analytics is where I want to be. Dashboard. Maybe that'll tell me. Nope. You know what? Just make sure you guys have your troops placed. We'll go ahead and run it early.
Woohoo!
All right. Start early. Yes. Salvage chests are worthless anyways.
Yeah, the page just sent the Navy SEAL copy pasta at me 3 times in a row. Just happened so fast.
All right, a victory is ours. Now,
So, Zim, you wanted to know how many videos? 1,216.
Ooh,
wait, really?
that's a pretty decent amount.
I went to your channel, I said put everything in a playlist, and that's how many are in the playlist.
Jesus. I'll give you the max troops one there, Tanya, since we started early. Barbarian scroll goes to Rayshella. Congratulations. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Sounds of Metal Lancer. I will be back tomorrow with 2 of those here, with some Retrograde Renegade Starfinder. Do come join us for that. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of all of you that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really could not do it without you guys. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those good things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Again, thank you all so much for joining. Check out our merchandise. There's a link down in the description at teespring.com. Go support the channel with that if you are interested. We've got some high quality stuff on there, if I do say so myself. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, have a fantastic rest of your week and weekend.
Bye-bye! Oh.
Uh,
Had to squeeze it in.
weekend ruin.
Had to.